So this past year, I've lived in a number of different cities across the western United States, right? I was in Missoula for 3 months. I was in Wallace, Idaho for 3 months. Now I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. I did go back to Seattle for a month and a half because I had one student, I do private tutoring, who really enjoyed working in person. I really enjoyed working with him, but I really, aside from that student, I really hated everything about Seattle for that month and a half. And part of the reason I chose the places that I chose, one of the things that I did research on was their feelings about this idea of a vaccine passport. Now, not that it's just the vaccine passport, but it's the philosophy of how much we should allow people to live their own lives, right? I'm sure some of you watching have taken the vaccine. I'm sure some of you like it, but I would hope that you respect the privacy of people, not only whether or not they want to take it, but whether or not they want to reveal their ideas on the vaccine, right? So one of the reasons I chose Wallace, Idaho is that they had let's see, Idaho bans government entities from requiring such a thing, and also some of the states go even further and ban businesses from requiring a vaccine passport to enter a business. Now, I want to say this is only a proxy of other attitudes in life. There is one medical intervention that does not get a whole lot of privacy concern. It's not a very mainstream kind of medicine, but there is one. Imagine you had a chronic illness, right? There is one form of treatment that is very common sense for anyone to take, but you cannot expect a lot of privacy from it in our mainstream society. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense that people don't respect privacy here. I'll let you think about what that treatment is. Your diet! Or more accurately, the lack of something in your diet. Go to any office party or go to any event or even just go out on the street in public and try to avoid eating something. Oh my God. People push you around. They ask you what your problem is, why you can't eat it, especially in an office environment. But I hope the vaccine passport will change that. You see, I wanted to hide the fact that I am a high-functioning autistic because I control it very well. Unfortunately, I can hide it only as far as until the next meal at the office. People will offer me food. Maybe I can get away with it at mealtime, but go to any office party and refuse food and see how well that goes. It does not make a whole lot of sense, right? You would never go up to somebody and offer them to your medication, right? Imagine going up to somebody you think is depressed and out here, have some Prozac, right? That would never flow very well in our mainstream society. I guess if it's a close family member, it might be okay. Certainly not at the workplace, right? You would not go up to, or take some other medical intervention, right? I would imagine there are some health benefits to sex, right? Can you imagine going up to your coworker and say, "Hey, you look like you could use some sex. Here, let's go to the bathroom. Let's take a 5-minute break." Can you imagine doing that? And yet we do the equivalent of that with food, right? Or let's pick something else. Can you imagine maybe your coworker? Let's see. Even some other things you would never encroach, right? You would never try to pressure somebody to quit smoking or drinking, unless it's getting into the way of everybody else, right? Can you imagine where I was living in Seattle, marijuana is legal, right? And there's enough talk about how private businesses can discriminate against people who smoke marijuana. There's a lot of discussion about that already, right? Can you imagine offering up marijuana to a coworker because you think he has an illness regarding that marijuana could solve, or pressuring him to try to quit smoking marijuana? Can you imagine that? But that's the equivalent of what we do with food, and I don't understand why. And I hope the vaccine passport gets people talking about that.